Is Europe's gas price crisis finally over? Wholesale natural gas costs for the continent have fallen to levels not seen since late 2021 and several months before Russia's invasion of Ukraine. High gas prices have been a major driver of inflation across Europe. The knock-on effects of the war and sanctions against Moscow saw them hit record highs during 2022. But an unusually mild winter that's seen temperature records broken in many countries has meant lower demand than usual, allowing wholesale gas prices to tumble. Well, as it tried to make up for lost gas supplies from Russia, Germany used more renewable energy than ever before in 2022, it's emerged. However, it still failed to reach its CO2 reduction goal, according to energy think tank Agora. First, let's look at the good news. Agora's report suggests the share of renewable energy in Germany's overall power supply mix has reached an all-time high of 46% for last year. Favourable weather conditions for wind and solar power playing a significant role in that. However, a slight increase in renewable energy production wasn't enough to prevent Agora's other major finding, that Germany's CO2 emissions reduction has stalled. It produced almost as much greenhouse gas last year as the previous year, partially because of the reactivation of coal plants to make up for lost gas from Russia. So, is Germany doing worse with its energy transition than it should be? That's the question I put to Agora's Simon Muller.
The short answer is yes. In our annual review, we look at the progress Germany has made towards the energy transition and its climate targets. And this year we found a double surprise. On the one hand, the energy demand reaches the lowest level since the German reunification due to energy savings triggered by the energy crisis. On the other hand, emissions remain stagnant on the previous year's level. However, to reach the climate targets, they would need to decline by about 40 million tons.
One of the big reasons why there hasn't been a drop in CO2 output has been the reinstigation of some coal burning to help make up for lost gas from Russia. Is that something that could have been avoided by the German government, or something that they had no real choice over?
So 2022 presented an emergency situation that called also for drastic measures. However, this slight uptick in the coal generation leads to quite a significant impact on the emissions simply because coal is such a dirty fuel. This underlines that it's imperative we secure the exit from coal by the year 2030 in Germany, and also that we accelerate the build out of renewables. So renewables actually had a record year in 2022 due to more favorable weather conditions than the year before. However, especially the build out of wind energy on land, onshore wind, is in a deep crisis still. We had 2 gigawatts. In the coming years, we need to get to 10. So this really must be the priority for the year 2023 for the German government now.
What is it that's causing that crisis when it comes to building out the renewable energy sector? Is it something that the German government has control over? Is it regulation? What is it?
Absolutely. The German government does have control over this. It's an alignment of multiple factors that have been around for several years. The first problem is that there are not enough land areas designated via spatial planning to be suitable for wind. And second, the permitting procedures take several years. This needs to be cut down significantly. The government has already taken a number of steps in 2022 to address this. However, we see the urgent need to actually pass more stringent measures in the coming year to make more progress precisely on these areas.
Just something else I wanted to get your view on. Natural gas prices are now back to 2021 levels thanks to a rather mild winter across Europe. Is cheaper gas a good or a bad thing for Germany's energy transition? I mean, it's better than coal, isn't it?
So we need to distinguish 2 price levels. If we look at, the high prices during the crisis, it's very good that prices are coming down. If we also compare the gas price to the previous levels, it's still about 2 times higher than it was in the past years. And actually, I would say this is good news for the transition because it makes investments in renewable energies more attractive than previously. But at the same time, it allows us to kick out coal from the electricity system at a moderate cost.
OK, Simon Muller from Agora Energiewende. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.